You're welcome back. And in this video, we want to factorize completely. Take a look at this set of questions. We are to factorize each of them completely. So how do we go about this? The first one says x cubed minus 3x squared minus 4x plus 12. So to factorize completely, we are having four terms here. So let's group them in two so that we'll factorize the first two together, then factorize the second two, then we see what we can do after that. Now, what is common to x cubed and 3x squared? X squared is common to both of them, so that we can, here we would have x squared. When we bring x squared out from x cubed, we'll be left with x. Then we have negative. When we bring x squared from 3x squared, we'll be having 3. Then let's take a look at these two. What is common to both of them? We have negative 4. When we bring negative 4 out from here, we'll be left with x, and then negative 4 would go in 12. How many times? That will be negative 3. Don't make the mistake of writing positive 3 because this has positive. Don't forget that we brought out negative here, and negative times negative will give positive. So when you're solving something like this, be careful of the signs. So that means here now we would have x x squared negative 4 in brackets, and since we have the same thing here, this would give x minus 3. But if you take a look at this, you will realize that this is not completely factorized. That means we can still factorize this again. So let's leave the x minus 3 and factorize this. And if you look at this, you realize this is a perfect a square. So, and for perfect square, don't forget, when we have a square minus b squared is the same thing as a plus b, then a minus b. And from this now, x squared minus 4 is the same thing as x squared minus 2 squared. So we can apply this rule for this now, so that x squared minus 4 would then become x plus 2, then x minus 2, then we add what we have here, x minus 3. Now, there is nothing to factorize again. So the question did not say factorize. Instead, the question says factorize completely. So we just factorized completely. If you, when you solve yours, if you stop here, you will not get the full mark because you did not factorize completely. So whenever you see something like it is this is how you will solve it. A squared minus b squared will give a plus b, a minus b. If it is a squared plus if it is a squared plus b squared, it won't work. This works for only a squared minus b squared. And since 4 is a perfect square, you just give it the square and you solve further. Do you need personalized help? Click the link in the description to message me directly. The second question says we should factorize completely x raised power 4, then negative 16. How do we factorize this completely? We will be using the same thing that we used here. Don't forget that for this one now, this is the same thing as x raised power 4, then minus x raised sorry, x raised power 4, then minus 2 raised power 4, because 16 is 2 raised to power 4. To make it easy to solve, let's just take x raised power 4 minus 16. Let's do it in 2. So this is the same thing as x squared raised power 2, right? Then this will be the same thing as 2 squared raised power 2. So let's use, for this now, a will be equal to x squared and b will be equal to 2 squared, so that we will be having something like this: x squared plus 2 squared, then x squared minus 2 squared. Don't forget this rule. So the first thing is to identify the A and B. So we'll first break it down into square. All we need outside here is square first. That is why we decided to put x squared first and not use x raised to power 4 directly, because it will be confusing. So we have x squared, so that A is x squared and B is 2 squared. So that means A plus B bracket A minus B, and that's why we have x squared plus 2 squared bracket x squared minus 2 squared. So now if you look at this, you realize that we can still solve this completely, but we cannot solve this completely because it is having positive. So we can still factorize this. So now for this right hand side now, we will be having x squared plus 4. There is nothing we can do about this anymore. But for this one, we will be having x plus 2, then x minus 2, because here x is A and um B is 2. So this is the complete factorization of this one. Go through it again. Go through it again. What we did is that we simplified. We first find the square, then we factorized, and then there is nothing we can do about this one because it has positive, but because this one has negative, then we factorize again. So we just factorized completely. And let's look at the third question. 3x cubed plus 6x squared minus 12x. We have three terms here, so there is no way we can group them in two. So let's just look at what is common to all. You realize that 3 will go in 3, 3 will go in 6, 3 will go in 12. So we bring 3 out, then we have x also. So that then we will open the bracket. When we take x from x cube, we have x squared left, and then plus when we take 3 from 6, we have 2 left. When we take x from x squared, we have x left, and when we take 3 from 12, we have 4 left. This one is very straightforward. We've just factorized completely because there is nothing else we can do. Assuming this doesn't look like this, then you can think of it like, okay, can we still factorize what is in the bracket, but what is in this bracket can no longer be factorized. So we just factorize this completely. Now it's your turn. You solve these two. Factorize number 4 and 5 completely and leave your answers in the comments. See you in the next video. That's it for today. If you learned something new, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and drop your answers or thoughts in the comments. Remember, math gets easier the more you see it and say it. See you in the next video.